Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 4. I am Francis Edit, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. UN urges governors-elect to deliver campaign promises. COSAM Global Hotel and Suites officially opens. Plus, G7 leaders to discuss sanctions on Russian diamonds trade. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us. We begin the news this afternoon with a report that the United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed has charged state governors in Nigeria to deliver on their campaign promises. In a statement, Mohammed said that under the Constitution of Nigeria, state governors have the authority and the responsibility to deliver on critical foundations of infrastructure and basic services leading to social and economic development. The UN Deputy Secretary General highlighted 4 common areas where action and attention are urgently needed. First, you'll need institutional capacity, she said, trusted partnerships, financing, the means of implementation, and leadership. Move now to Nigeria's work program. The request was contained in a letter read by the Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the plenary. The President also transmitted to the House the Federal Fire and Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2022 for reconsideration and approval. Away from that, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Pantami, has inaugurated the National Committee on the Implementation of the National Blockchain Policy for Nigeria. The ceremony, which took place in Abuja, graduated 32,022 Nigerians from the blockchain technology training organized by the federal government to equip citizens with the requisite skills required to drive the policy. 7th pillar of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy for a Digital Nigeria. He added that to implement the 7th pillar, they had to develop policies, including policy on artificial intelligence and robotics, which brought about the establishment of the first ever National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, NCAIR, in Africa, sited in Abuja. Space of Nigeria. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, made the announcement in Abuja moments after the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting. Sirika maintained that the future of aviation had experienced an advancement such that aviation and aerospace were intertwined, and Nigeria had the need to proactively set its policies to align with future occurrence. The minister linked the development to the establishment of the African Aerospace and Aviation University in Abuja.
Federal Ministry of Aviation name has been changed because it is on exclusive list, just like Foreign Affairs Ministry is on exclusive list. There is no Foreign Affairs Ministry of Katsina. So the ministry will be called Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace, Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace of Nigeria. And it's important that we become proactive and set our policies, regulations, and rules to be in tandem with what is obviously coming.
In the meantime, the federal government has moved to clear the alleged misinformation concerning the implementation of the Nigeria Siemens Presidential Power Initiative (PPI) project, stressing that 80% of equipment needed for the pilot project was already available in the country. In a statement by the managing director of FGN Power Company, the Special Purpose Vehicle (SPV), and they explained that the pilot project remains a quick win intervention strategy which will unlock immediate constraints in the Nigerian electricity supply industry (NESI) through the deployment of 10 power transformers and 10 mobile substations across the country. He stressed that both the federal government and Siemens AG, as well as Siemens Energy, have remained unswerving in their commitments to the project. According to him, the project is intended to resolve capacity deficits in metering infrastructure, transmission and distribution, end-to-end system constraints, power systems and network development, studies, and securing financing for the entire project implementation. Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved $4.713 billion for development of port projects in Lagos, Ondo, and Delta states. The council meeting for Snake Island in Lagos and Burutu in Delta State. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, Minister of State for Transportation Ademola Adegroye said the projects would be executed through public-private partnership (PPP) arrangement at no cost to the federal government. According to him, the Ileje port would cost the private developers over $1 billion and would be concession for a period of 50 years, with the accruals to the concessionaire and the federal government expected to be $50 billion and $2.6 billion, respectively. We move to the red chambers, where the Senate has urged the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to release the $717,478,606 airlines funds trapped in the country. The red chambers also called on the CBN to allocate $25 million to airlines operating in Nigeria at its dollar auction. These resolutions were sequel to the consideration and adoption of a motion sponsored by Ekiti South PDP Senator and Chairman of the Senate Committee on Aviation, Biodun Olujimi. The Senate also called on the federal government to urgently reverse the current trend of increasing airlines' blocked funds in Nigeria, as well as direct the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, to pay up the blocked funds to the affected airlines. And elsewhere, the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, has hinted that the newly inaugurated multi-million naira Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMESA) Abuja Zonal Office will oversee the operations of its Lokoja safety base. The Transportation Minister made this known in his keynote address at the inauguration of the new office in Abuja. Sambo noted that due to the strategic role the Abuja Zonal Office plays, it became imperative to establish it to increase productivity and end the long-term financial implications of paying exorbitant rents, stressing that as a nation at the cusp of an economic renaissance, the role of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency cannot be understated in the delivery of Nigeria's economic potential. Filed by the Labour Party LP and its presidential candidate Peter Obi, seeking to have its proceedings televised. Ojukwu counsel to Obi and LP disclosed these to newsmen after a pre-hearing session that INEC has reportedly opposed their application for a live broadcast. He added that a public institution funded by the government and representing the people should allow the people access to its proceedings if there is nothing to hide. Recall that the Labour Party filed a petition challenging the victory of the candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Bola Tinubu, in the 2023 general elections. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization today celebrated World AIDS Vaccine Day as Global Health Day is marked May 28th every year. The day seeks to educate people who are working together in development of vaccines against AIDS. According to infectious disease specialist Dr. Onupak, who spoke to Spectrum Television, said there was no vaccine against HIV infections and to treat those who have it.
World AIDS Vaccine Day is observed on May 18th every year to educate people and communities about the importance and need for HIV vaccine in preventing AIDS and other infections. The day also recognizes professionals who are working together for the development of a vaccine against AIDS. Although there's no known cure for AIDS, but multiple research are still going on to develop a vaccine for Onukak, an infectious disease specialist in the University of Oyo Teaching Hospital, who told us about AIDS, its treatment, the stigma attached to those living with AIDS, and offered a wake-up call to the general public.
AIDS is an extreme form of HIV infection. So HIV, means human immunodeficiency virus. So when a person is infected with the human immunodeficiency virus, he comes down with HIV infection. Now, if the infection is not detected early, or the individual detects it early and refuses to take medication, it means acquired immune deficiency syndrome. So what the virus does is that it attacks your immunity. So it attacks your immune system. The immune system is the system of the body that helps the body to fight. The AIDS is a level whereby your immune system is so depleted now that any infection that the body normally would have been able to handle, the individual comes down with it. For now, there's no cure. Research is still ongoing to find a cure for the HIV infection. But there are medications with which it can be managed. Stigma is a major problem. Stigma is a major problem, and the challenge with it is that it's the reason why, like I told you earlier, people don't even want to know their status. They get scared of even coming to be screened to even know whether they have the infection with them or not. And then those that now have the infection, stigma is part of the reasons why they won't even want to go and access care for it. But my advice to people that are living with the HIV infection is for them to continue with their medications.
World AIDS Vaccine Day is observed on May 18th every
In Africa, an indigenous woman in Mexico has been sentenced to 6 years and 2 months in prison for the murder of a rapist. The court acknowledged that the woman, named only as Roxana Ruz, acted in self-defense when she killed her attacker in 2021, but said she used excessive force. The woman first knocked the man unconscious, then strangled him, and finally tried to dismember his body. She kept the body for at least 20 hours before putting it in a plastic bag on the street. Following the court's hearing, Roxana said she feels sad and disappointed in the justice system. Manica Osario in Mexico next week. Still in Africa, Kenyan President William Ruto has called out the two warring Sudanese generals, urging them to stop the fighting that has entered its second month. The Kenyan leader, who has been taxed by a regional bloc, eager together with other heads to help in reconciling Sudan's rival sides, said military capacity was for battling criminals and terrorists and not for fighting children and women. Ruto, however, blamed African states for lacking intense battles in the capital Khartoum, and the cities of Bari and Omdurman have raged despite Saudi and U.S. brokered talks between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) in Jeddah, aimed at securing humanitarian access and a ceasefire. On the foreign scene, a official has said that the G7 leaders will be meeting in Japan to discuss sanctions on Russia's billion-dollar diamond trade in hopes to further starve Moscow of funds for its war in Ukraine. According to the observation, $5 billion worth of diamonds in 2021. Reports say G7 countries have levied unprecedented sanctions on Russia over the last year, but have thrown in carefully in sectors that could hurt European economies still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. Still on the foreign scene, Chinese leader Xi Jinping is reportedly rolling out the red carpet for Central Asian nations this week as Beijing attempts to expand its reach into a region that has long been regarded as Russia's sphere of influence. Reports say the leaders of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan are gathering in the central China city of Xi'an for a summit that will begin today. According to reports, it is the first in-person meeting of the heads of state together with China since they established diplomatic relations after the fall of the Soviet Union. The two-day event is also a play from Beijing to expand its influence in Central Asia, where Russia, now distracted by its debilitating and unsuccessful invasion of Ukraine, has long been the dominant great power partner. Still to come in the news, Manchester United's Erik ten Hag ignored as Many thanks for staying with us. We move now to the rest of the news stories. Back here has held the official launching of the hotel complex. Speaking during the event, the management of the hotel noted that the hotel is a top-notch facility with world-class service, urged the Akwa Ibom community, Nigerians as well as foreigners, to make Kosam Hotel and Suites their destination of choice. Our correspondent has the rest of the story.
Outfits, Kosam Global Hotel and Suites, located at number 42 Ufe Street, Abak Road, Federal Housing, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, has held the official launching of the hotel complex with the promise to offer world-class services to the people. In her welcome address, the CEO of Kosam Global Hotel and Suites, Eteidong Udeme Usanga, as well as members of the community for ensuring that peace thrive in the community. Ekpeyong further used the opportunity to encourage people in diaspora to invest in their state in a way of giving back to the society so as to create more employment for premium quality care and well-deserved service and value to the people.
Let me thank the wonderful chairman of this occasion, Prof. Antiabon Ekong, on today's grand opening and doing us the honor of opening this place officially to the public. You have stood by us, sir, and we would not hesitate to reciprocate this gesture. To the village head of Iboko of Fort, Etidong Udemusama, the father of the day of this event, we are grateful, sir, for the privilege of having the community is peaceful and that not even one day have we had security threats in this facility. We thank you immensely and we will ensure that our operations in this community advance it and not destroy it in any way. To my people in diaspora, Kosam Global Hotel and Suites should give you the needed impetus to come back and also make your presence felt. Akwa Ibom State is progressing and rapidly and in any investment here will yield returns. This facility has already more than 20 people already in our value chain of vendors and suppliers. We can say that we have begun the journey to build a global brand. This place is a one-stop, one-bar lounge is open.
Sir Intia Obong Okon, who commended the CEO for such a laudable investment, said the facility will be of immense benefit to the people while also creating a wide range of employment opportunities for job seekers.
I do appreciate the proprietor and the management board of Kosam Global Hotel and Suites. The benefits of facilities of this nature to the immediate community, the local government, the states, and the entire nation, it will continue as it continues to expand.
Setting the tone for the event, the chairman of the project management team, Anyekan Udofia, and the general manager of Kosam Global Hotel and Suites, Anthony Johnny, while commending the team for their commitment to the realization of the project, enumerated some of the features of the facility to include a green bar, fully air-conditioned 18 rooms, restaurants, lounge, double features.
We stood and made a case for Nigerians that there are trustworthy Nigerians that can be given responsibility. This meant to, and I'm sure that today, when Mrs. Comfort Ekweyon goes back to the US, she can tell them that I have a team you can trust, that no matter the magnitude, we saw millions, we saw it in Naira, we saw it in dollars. We didn't run mad. We just knew that we had to protect our name, and we were able to do this. This facility is state of the art. It has American standard. It has all the states in America. We thank you for coming, and I thank the chairman for honoring us. I thank everybody. Thank you.
In Kosam Global Hotel and Suite, we have the passion for creating exceptional guest experiences that leaves a positive and lasting impression on our guests. From Abak Road here, you can also access from Akar Road. You can also access from IBP. We have a serene and conducive environment with maximum security protection, and tastefully furnished rooms with free internet facility and 24 hours room service. We have a 24 hours uninterrupted power supply, a complimentary breakfast. We render taxi services ranging from airport pickup and drop-off. We have quality laundry services. We also have a conference hall for seminars, meetings, etc. We have a restaurant, as you can see by my left, that offers national, continental, and international dishes prepared by qualified chefs. Our Dream Bar VIP Lounge provides the needed convenience for your relaxation and comfort while a variety of drinks it offers, including mocktail and cocktail.
High point of the event was the official cutting of the tape and unveiling of the hotel's signage.
We move to sport, where the Premier League has named its manager of the season nominees, with Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag missing from the list. This was revealed today on their official website, with the United manager conspicuously omitted. Brown have a joint album in the works. A 30 billion gang head, Hencho, disclosed this while featuring as a guest on the latest episode of the Bottles Keith podcast. Davido also said if he was to do a collabo project or collaborate album with another one from the States, it will definitely be Chris. He said that Chris and he have got like 10 songs people have not heard and have talked about doing an album. All you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 4. Many thanks for being there. You have a great day.